Okay, it is Jane here. Okay, so this is my first video on YouTube ever, but it's my first video to do with my current situation, which is that on the 4th of August 2023, I had a brain tumour removed. I believe it was called an astrocytoma. And the long story short, the operation went really well. I had a little bit of aphasia. I had a few issues. They had to do an MRI before they let me leave the hospital. But I had the operation on a Friday, and I finally got out of the hospital on the Tuesday following, like quite late in the day. So that was actually really good, I think. The surgeons, I can say from this where I am now, which is the 26th of August, before my treatment, which I'll be doing in 2 to 3 weeks, seem to go really well. I feel maybe even better than before. I do feel better than before the operation because up until being diagnosed, I had a few weeks of nasty headaches and weird in and out hearing, and it was just really strange. So anyway, maybe I'll speak at another time about the process of that being discovered as a brain tumour. But it was very quick from diagnosis. It was diagnosis on something like a Tuesday, operation on a Friday. So the reason I'm doing this is because it is the 26th. I had the operation on the 4th. There's been a certain amount of time that has gone past. I feel really good. I feel I look healthy. I exercise well. I'm trying to eat healthy to the point of strange. So it's a keto kind of a diet that I'm doing. However, I'm not really doing the fasting thing in the true sense of the fasting thing. I'm not sure if I should. I'm not sure if I could. I feel guilty that I'm not, but then again, I do have to keep my energy up for what's coming. So on the 14th of September, I start a radiology and a chemo treatment. And they happen 5 days a week for 6 weeks. Then I get a 4-week break, which will hopefully be really good and repairing. And then should I choose to do it, which they suggest I do, which I'm severely doubtful of, like 6 months of chemo treatment, which is 5 days a month, a chemo pill that is, I think they said about 5 times as toxic as the one I'll be taking daily or 5 days a week. But they'll do an MRI before that just to check my brain. So it's been a really quick ride. There's something quite peculiar about being in a GP's office and him saying, look, it's never easy for anyone to tell someone this, but you do have a brain tumour. And I felt like, I thought he was joking, but not. I didn't really think he was joking, so I didn't really react in a horrified, I didn't melt, let's say. I just dealt with it. I'm sure I'm yet to have my PTSD moments. So the reason I'm doing this mainly is just to see what I look like now, because I feel good and I look pretty much like I did before I went in. And the stitches all through my head, because they took my scalp off, took the thing out, and then put some metal plate on my scalp and then put the skin back on. And it's already, these stitches are supposed to fall out. And you can't see them, there's like a few there. So my chemo appointment I had a few days ago on Thursday, and I felt a bit down after that, but it seems to have been that way every time I've spoken to a doctor. So a chemo doctor, the surgeon who did my surgery, we think that perhaps, rightly so, they don't want to get your hopes up. You look fantastic, you'll probably be fine. Because that way you might not do the treatment, and that's not something they want to risk. But I've managed to bounce back, and I've got a lot of support. I've got my parents here. My husband is absolute, I don't even have the words to describe how wonderful he is being. I have tried to get rid of all stress to the point where even if we lost our house or something because we're on one income, I would be like, well, that's just what happened. Which sounds really blasé and careless. But I feel like because I had a brain tumour and because I've been quite anxious my whole life and I don't know how anything works, combining those two things, that just the stress isn't worth it. So all I need to do is attempt, if I can, not only to survive, but to actually thrive. That is the aim. So this is I'll end this now, my first video, just to show the world or whoever wants to watch how I speak, how I look, how I feel, and I'll upload another one, I don't know when. It won't be every day because there won't be that much different happening. Like I said, my treatment starts on the 14th of September, so there'll be at least a few more before that date. So if anyone's watching, thanks for watching, and I will see you soon.